Right now at 5, crews are still putting out an almost 3,000-acre fire in Jackson and Monroe counties.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski. The fire that started yesterday in Jackson and Monroe counties continues to burn. The DNR is calling it the Arcadia Fire, and it has swept through almost 3,000 acres. DNR is leading the response with many state and local agencies still assisting. News 8 Now meteorologist Eric Dean is live out in Warrens, one of the several communities that saw smoke clouds envelop their skies last night. And Eric has the latest. Good evening, Eric.
All right, good evening, Ken. Good evening, everybody. This is the scene now in Warrens where you can see behind the pine sign all that smoke that's billowing up into the sky. Now, here's what we know so far about this fire. This was as of earlier today. This is just shy of 3,000 acres. This is in parts of Jackson and Monroe County. It's just under 50% containment. It did start at the north end of Fort McCoy, and as of right now, the cause is still under investigation. No injuries have been reported, and the fire evacuations have been asked upon over towards the Arcadia Avenue area between Smothers Road, the Millston Road area, the Abbey Avenue to Blueberry Road area as well. Earlier today, we did see the DNR airplane as well as 3 Black Hawk helicopters out trying to get this under containment. Now, one thing to note, the red flag warning that's still in effect for parts of the News 8 Now viewing area is still in effect until 8 o'clock this evening as temperatures are staying in the 80s. You can see here the wind is starting to pick up and that humidity is very low. Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl will have the latest on that coming up in just a few minutes. But right now, reporting live from Warrens, I'm meteorologist Eric Dean for News 8 Now. Back to you.
All right, Eric, thanks very much. And as he mentioned, right now there is no official cause of the fire. But as that fire continues to burn acres of land, an evacuation order is in place for a section of Monroe County just west of Warrens. Authorities were in the area of Arcadia Avenue and Blueberry Road earlier today evacuating residents. Arcadia Avenue is closed from Smothers Road to Blueberry Road. The Warrens Community Center, also known as the Cabin, has been serving as an evacuation center since last night. Sheriffs in Buffalo County are asking the community to avoid driving on Highway 37 and County Highway B due to multiple fires. According to the Sheriff's Office, Highway 35 was previously closed due to a fire, but crews have since put it out and the highway is open. There's no word about how large the fire is. We will share more information as it is made available. And with all of this in mind, let's switch gears and send it over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl.
Well, it should be pretty obvious with the fact that we've talked about fires so far this newscast, and that is why these red flag warnings, as Eric mentioned, continue to be in effect. And we're not alone. All the way from South Texas up into the upper Midwest under these high to critical fire conditions just because of the dry conditions, the very warm temperatures, and the gusty winds as well. So still a red flag warning for most of our area. Suffice it to say, even if you're not officially under it, Eau Claire, for example, the fire danger is high, so don't burn outside until further notice. Dry, dead vegetation still in play, warm temperatures, low humidity, gusty winds as well, which have picked up this afternoon. And I did notice on the visible satellite imagery that smoke kind of flared a bit with the Arcadia fire to the northern parts of Monroe County. Now, here are the latest wind speeds sustained 10 to 20, even 25 miles per hour, gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour, even stronger winds near and west of Rochester, Minnesota as well. So these winds will stay rather gusty through the evening hours. Once the sun sets, they will start to die down a bit overnight, probably into the 5 to 10, maybe 15 mile per hour range. Another warm day, not as hot as yesterday, but still between about 82 and 87 degrees. 85 the official high in La Crosse so far. Might add another degree or so to that, but we'll see. But that already broke the record set back in 1941. Of 80 degrees. Sunny skies all across the region. We're still at 84 in La Crosse, Sparta, and Winona, 86 in Black River Falls and Eau Claire, 81 in Viroqua, and 82 in Prairie du Chien. So this unseasonably warm air continues to encompass much of the country. Lows tonight, very mild once again. 50s for most, right around 58 in La Crosse. Again, gusty winds this evening, decrease a bit overnight, south to southeast for a few hours after midnight, and then changing back to the south as we head into the day on Friday. And again, as I mentioned last night, this fire danger, whether you're under an official red flag warning or not, is going to remain high until we see widespread rainfall, which may happen on Saturday. I'll talk about that coming up.
All right, Bill, thanks very much.
Okay.
Well, back on the news side of things this evening, former President Donald Trump returned to New York for the second time in 2 weeks to face another legal battle, this time appearing for a deposition in a civil fraud lawsuit. Michael George reports on the case that could ultimately drive the Trump family business out of the state.
Donald Trump waved to supporters as he headed for his deposition in New York. His motorcade drove past chanting crowds, arriving at the offices of Attorney General Letitia James, who's filed a civil lawsuit over his company's business practices. Before the meeting, Trump inflamed the rhetoric, posting on social media, "I will be heading downtown to meet with a racist."
I do.
During a deposition last year, Trump invoked the Fifth Amendment more than 400 times, calling the case a witch hunt.
Anyone in my position not taking the Fifth Amendment would be a fool, an absolute fool.
But this time, a source familiar with his legal team's planning said he was expected to answer questions. The lawsuit accuses Trump, 3 of his children, and their company of a long-running fraud, saying they overvalued assets by billions of dollars. The $250 million suit describes a scheme to get tax benefits and preferential loans.
The inflation of his assets, it seems like they have a very compelling case against him.
Trump denies any wrongdoing. His attorney said in a statement the former president, quote, looks forward to educating the attorney general about the immense success of his multi-billion-dollar company. The case is unrelated to the felony criminal charges filed against Trump last week. It's scheduled to go to trial in early October. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Meantime, a federal appeals court ruled to preserve access to the abortion pill mifepristone, but the ruling comes with restrictions. The panel ruled that the pill can only be used up to 7 weeks of pregnancy rather than 10 weeks. Mifepristone also cannot be distributed by mail without a doctor's visit. The U.S. Department of Justice disagrees with the ruling and will seek emergency relief from the Supreme Court to, quote, defend the FDA's scientific judgment. The man accused of firebombing a pro-life group's office building is pleading not guilty. Investigators believe Radindu Roy Chowdhury threw 2 Molotov cocktails into the Wisconsin Family Action office building in Madison last May. And the phrase, "if abortions aren't safe, then you aren't either," had also been spray painted on a building wall. No one was in the pro-life group's office when the incident occurred. The man pleaded not guilty to 1 count of attempting to cause damage by fire or explosive. He remains in federal custody and his next court date is not set. After living through a water crisis for nearly 2 years, the town of Campbell sees a light at the end of the tunnel. News 8 Now's Anna Fisher joins us live in studio with an update. Good evening, Anna.
Good evening, Ken. The man-made chemical PFAS, known as the Forever Chemical, has been contaminating drinking water in the town of Campbell for years. Now, after drilling a test well, the town's supervisors have found something that may be a source of clean drinking water. In February, the town of Campbell hired an engineering firm to drill a new well past the current aquifer that contains PFAS. According to Supervisor Lee Donahue, what they found is better than anything they expected.
It's called the Mount Simon Aquifer. So it's not where the groundwater is in the upper water table. It's below these layers of rock into what they believe may have been an ancient river from tens of thousands of years ago. So because it's an ancient river and the fact that the water in this river was generated years ago, right? There's no risk that human activities could have contaminated this lower level.
Donahue says that pumping the well will begin next week, followed by lab sampling. Ken?
Certainly good news for that community. Thanks very much, Anna. Now, Donahue doesn't anticipate that the new water source contains PFAS, and she says they'll know more after those samples come back in about mid-May. Well, Senator Tammy Baldwin is meeting with La Crosse health leaders and police to discuss mental health services today. Senator Baldwin joined a roundtable at Family and Children's Center in La Crosse to learn how the community is using federal grants to address the mental health crisis. Baldwin's work in the last federal budget included more than $400,000 for FCC to expand their services and outreach programs. Baldwin says the grants allow local groups to create innovative, science-based programs that can then be continued with local funds. She says more mental health access can create long-term community improvements.
I feel even during fiscally constrained times that community leaders have made the argument that an ounce of prevention is more cost-effective than a pound of cure.
Baldwin also visited Durand today to see the impact of over $900,000 that went to EMS services. A local waste management service is bringing back a spring cleaning tradition. Harder's Quick Cleanup is hosting its 13th free shred event from 8 a.m. to noon this Friday and Saturday. Anyone's welcome to come by their office on Larson Street, and your first 100 pounds of documents are free to shred. Anything more than that will be charged. Harder's sales and customer service manager says they shredded 14 tons during the last free shred event, and demand stretches far and wide.
We've had people from as far away as Preston and Rushford, Winona, Minnesota. It's a good service for everyone. We service quite a large area with it as well.
Holmquist said there may be a line for this event, but Harder's will do its best to make sure everyone gets in and out quickly. Still to come this evening, a new federal law could improve your medical debt and your credit report.
Spring into savings and refresh your home at Ashley with up to 30% off designer picks, where we have a selection of items created by our elite team just for you. Plus special financing options for every budget, only at Ashley.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality local meat. Now's the time to stock up with our spring freezer filler bundle. It's full of chicken, beef, pork, and shrimp. Call to order yours today. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
It's our lowest prices of the season at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, shop unbeatable deals on the things you need for spring. Like these special buy 12 packs of ball canning jars, just $7.99. 20-pound bags of grilling pellets, buy one, get one half price. Save $120 on these special buy cat boots, just $49.99 while supplies last. Plus, get a free $10 gift card when you spend $60 on Blue Buffalo products. Don't miss our lowest prices of the season in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
Hey golfers, don't miss the Golden Golf Deal at Drugan's Castle Mound. Get a full 7-day-a-week golf membership for only $500 for 2023. Limited $500 memberships are available, so visit the website at drugans.com to purchase this membership or call 526-4144 now before this great deal is done.
At Drugan's Country Club, yes,
Every piece of land has a story written by those who work it. Like the Caggianos, who are brewing their own legacy. Or the Upshaws, who DIY all the time. While the Nelsons play lead in their own adventure, 150 years in the making. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us and start telling yours.
Talk to the John Deere experts at Tractor Central to find out which equipment is just right for your property. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality local meat. Now's the time to stock up with our spring freezer filler bundle. It's full of chicken, beef, pork, and shrimp. Call to order yours today. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
At Ashley, spring into slumber with a variety of comfort choices from top mattress brands like Ashley Sleep and Sealy. Or get 0% interest for 60 months on select mattresses. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com for better sleep and savings today.
If you have medical debt, keep an eye on your credit report. A new federal law is bringing relief to some Americans whose credit was negatively impacted by medical bills. Christine Lazar explains how it works.
1 in 3 adults in the U.S. have medical debt. Mary Lou Sandler is one of them. Back in 2020, she cut her hand in the kitchen and had to go to the ER.
I actually just found the bill. It was $900. And then when I went to collections, it was $2,700.
For years, that bill sat on Sandler's credit report until earlier this year when it was wiped off.
And my credit went up 41 points.
Last year, President Biden introduced a series of reforms to help ease the burden of medical debt. The first phase kicked in last summer. Any medical debt that was paid off was to be removed by the 3 major credit bureaus. The second phase began this year. Those same credit bureaus have agreed to wipe any unpaid medical debt less than $500. The majority of medical debt in America is for bills under that threshold. Jerry Flanagan is Consumer Watchdog's litigation director.
This is critical because black marks on your credit report, even for paid medical bills, prevent people from getting loans, renting apartments, buying a car, critical things that we need to do for our lives.
Also, under these new regulations, you now have a full year before your medical debt can go onto your credit report after being sent to collections. That's up from 6 months. Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Coming up, unseasonably warm temperatures have dominated the week. Bill Grahl, is a change in store?
Indeed, it is, especially as we head into Saturday night and Sunday of this weekend. I mentioned this yesterday. It'd be hard to keep that warming trend going after yesterday's high of 90. Still warm today, but we came up short, 85, but I think that's probably fine with most of us. Also some rain in the forecast. We'll talk about it coming up next.
All the best mattresses are under one roof at PM Sleep Center. Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest Black, Stearns & Foster, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Eye Comfort. Your best night's sleep starts at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 30 years.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Attract a wide variety of birds with Enchanted Garden Birdseed. Available in various high-quality seed types and blends. Get this bag of sunflower seeds for $14.99 after rebate. Keep your lawn looking its best with Menards' premium 4-part fertilizer program. It's comprised of what you need for every season to make your lawn healthy and luscious. Buy now and save for the season. Get all 4 for $50 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
What you doing? I'm marking down the patio furniture for American Homes' anniversary sale. Abracadabra. Now what are you doing? I'm marking down all the fire tables too. Hocus pocus. So now what you doing? I'm marking down all grills for the same sale. Alakazam. Now what are you? And now I'm marking down all gas fireplaces. I just want to know, what are you doing? Oh, just a little wizard magic. Shazam!
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Hello, my name's Boris Gump. Chocolate? Mama always said buying a car was like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're gonna get. Me and Jenny, we buy all our cars at Sleepy Hollow. They got new cars and used cars, a body shop, parts and everything. Like me and Nate, the Sleepy Hollow serviceman, we just like peas and carrots. I'm not a smart man, but if you need a car, you should be running to Sleepy Hollow.
All the best mattresses are under one roof at PM Sleep Center. Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest Black, Stearns & Foster, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Eye Comfort. Your best night's sleep starts at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 30 years.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Well, again, first things first, that red flag warning continues for most of our area, and even if you're not officially under it, the fire danger is high to critical, so no outdoor burning until we get some appreciable rainfall. Now, this will expire this evening, but then likely be reissued during the day on Friday. Again, those highest fire danger hours tend to be midday, afternoon, and into the early evening hours. And the reason, again, we haven't had a full green up yet. Dry, dead vegetation from the winter months, warm temperatures, low humidity, and those gusty winds making things very susceptible to fires, not only starting but spreading rapidly if they do start. Here's one of the problems. Those current winds out of the south and southwest at around 5 to 15, even 20 miles per hour, gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour, and even stronger winds over parts of southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. Now, the good news, these winds will die down a bit overnight, not completely, but probably into the 5 to 10, maybe 15 mile per hour range, especially after midnight. Boy, another warm day though. 85 was the high, breaking the old record of 80 degrees set in 1941. 59 is our average high. And look at that morning low of 62. We should be around 37. Here's another problem. It's been a dry month, 1.32 inches below average for the month of April. 84 degrees out at the La Crosse Airport, 82 downtown. Winds gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour, and the Mississippi starting its rise. I mentioned that last night, that would indeed happen, and that will continue for the next several weeks. The Chippewa River also above flood stage, forecast to maybe crest, not too much higher than that over the next 24 hours or so. We'll watch that for you. 86 degrees in Eau Claire, and your winds gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour as well. So those river flood warnings remain in play along the Wisconsin River in our far eastern communities, kind of bisecting Juneau and Adams counties. Also Eau Claire downstream through Durand and down into the Wabasha area into the Mississippi, which will be the first to see the Mississippi rise above flood stage, and then a flood watch in play for the Mississippi all up and down our viewing area from Lake City all the way down through Prairie du Chien. It looks like most of the crests will happen between about April 20th and April 27th or so, but we'll continue to monitor that for you. But look at the warmth. You can tell where a frontal boundary is kind of stalled in this area, 80s and 70s south of it, 30s, 40s, and 50s to the north of it, and we're firmly entrenched on the warm side of that boundary with temperatures still between about 81 and 86 degrees. So skies are crystal clear. And again, all of these areas south of this boundary are warm, but eventually this boundary is going to move through on the weekend and bring some rain and even some much colder air on Sunday, maybe even some snowflakes trying to mix in parts of the viewing area. Not until then, though, nothing really to talk about other than the high fire danger with the gusty south winds and the very warm temperatures. A few more clouds in play as we head through our Friday. Finally, overnight Friday into Saturday, some chances for some periodic showers, even a few thunderstorms in spots as well. And then again, that much cooler air arrives on Sunday. So 58 tonight, clear skies, very mild, winds decrease a bit overnight. Tomorrow, one more warm and breezy day, 82 for the high. That fire danger will remain quite high. Periodic showers and even some thunder on Saturday, highs in the 60s to around 70. Look at Sunday, windy, 40s for highs, periods of rain, maybe some snowflakes in spots, breezy on Monday, 53, and then back in the 60s for much of next week. And it looks a little bit more unsettled Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with some periodic chances for some showers and thunderstorms. So we're kind of in that situation where we need the rainfall to kind of suppress the fire danger, but we don't want too much because of the Mississippi and some of the other rivers running so high from the snowmelt. So a little bit of in between from Ma Nature would be perfect.
All right. Fingers crossed then.
Yeah.
Bill, thanks very much. Okay. Coming up after the break, a local school librarian is improving her students' access to a crucial resource thanks to a nearly $1,000 grant.
Spring is a great time to plan your next home improvement project. Call now for a free estimate on windows, doors, siding, sunrooms, decks, baths, kitchens, or flooring.
Our homes are extensions of who we are. New beginnings, first steps, moments lasting in time. We'll be there. Window World, America's exterior remodeler, improving homes, changing lives.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
Hi, have you seen that realtor with all those billboards?
Hold my beer.
Get local, award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay.
Spring has sprung, the grass has riz. I wonder where the furniture is. At King Furniture, of course.
During our spring clearance event, save an additional 10% off our already low prices. Plus, take advantage of 0% free financing, recliners, sofas, sectionals, dining rooms, and more. With our huge selection of in-stock furniture, low price guarantee, and free delivery, why shop anywhere else?
It's the King Furniture Spring Clearance Sale.
J.D. Power ranked Window World highest in customer satisfaction among window and patio door retailers, and #1 in price, ordering and delivery, sales staff, and service. Schedule your free in-home quote today.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. expect more.
Well, today is Gold Star Grant Delivery Day in the La Crosse School District. The La Crosse Public Education Foundation selected 22 projects for their spring grants, totaling $41,000. The organization's executive director says there's enough to go by to impact students of all ages from all schools in the district. Now, these projects are submitted by educators and selected based on their creativity and ability to engage students. They say their grants are a way to recognize all the great work that teachers do every day.
Our teachers are excellent, stellar professionals, so to be able to give them resources to engage their students to a greater and higher degree is just a thrilling thing.
Now, one project will provide students with supplies for their periods. Carrie Wench Harden, a librarian at Hamilton Elementary School, says she was inspired after a student who started theirs asked her for help, and she said she hopes this project will help her young students feel comfortable with their bodies.
It's a fact of life. It's not something to hide. It's not something to be ashamed of. This is something that they are going to live with the rest of their life. And if you can learn young and just be more comfortable with your body, you're going to be so much more confident and successful.
Gold Star grants are given to teachers multiple times a year. The La Crosse Public Education Foundation awarded $90,000 in grants in total this year. We'll have another look at tonight's forecast when we come back.
I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
I won't handle your divorce.
I do know a few things about personal injury law.
All I do is help injured people get the compensation they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
A Stressless is your place, a place to relax, a place to unwind, and it's on sale now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Right now, you'll save $400 on all classic power recliners, signature base recliners and ottomans, and cross base recliners and ottomans. Plus, receive $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Stressless, the most comfortable seating in the world, on sale now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Voted your favorite furniture store.
Maestro Alexander Platt with the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra.
April is always our Spring Pops concert. This year, it's going to be an amazing, elegant evening of some of the modern, classic Broadway shows. Hamilton, Beauty and the Beast, Phantom of the Opera, a really classy celebration of Broadway.
Celebrate modern Broadway, Saturday, April 15th with the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra. Sponsored by Oral Surgery Clinic of La Crosse and Dr. David and Patricia Luddington. Tickets on sale now at lacrossesymphony.org.
Meet a doctor who connects all the dots. Oftentimes, people with low back pain, knee pain, or hip pain don't even recognize that it's actually coming from their feet.
Their feet? For real?
Absolutely, 100%. It can have a domino effect because their foot and their ankle aren't supported properly. Their whole body is out of whack.
Getting back into whack? Good Feet arch supports could help.
Keeping your body in good alignment, that can go a long way.
Come in for your free fitting at the Good Feet store. It's our lowest prices of the season at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, shop unbeatable deals on the things you need for spring. Like 20-pound bags of Blaine's Black Oil Sunflower Seed, just $14.99. 50-pound bags of Diamond Crystal Solar Salt, only $5.99. Get over half off this Continental Pizza Oven. Plus, for rewards members, all Skechers footwear is buy one, get one half price. Don't miss our lowest prices of the season, in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
I've practiced personal injury law for 4 years.
For 20 years.
For 32 years.
All I do every day
is help injured people get the compensation that they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
Another very warm evening for outdoor plans. Most spots still between about 81 and 86 degrees. Very mild again overnight. Clear skies. Lows in the 50s for most, including 58 in La Crosse. Now winds will decrease a bit overnight, but still quite breezy this evening. And then they pick up again tomorrow. Another warm day, 82. And finally a chance for some rain showers late Friday night and especially into Saturday and Sunday. Much cooler Sunday as well.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5.